Young Philly, also known as Andre Felipe Valencia Barrientos, is a 29-year-old rapper, entertainer and YouTuber from the UK, who has recently become one of the biggest faces in UK media over the last few years, but only a few months ago has recently been facing some serious legal issues when he became accused of some horrible allegations. And in the past couple of weeks, it seems to be only getting worse for him. For anyone who doesn't know, on September 28, 2024, Young Philly was in Australia touring and performing his music to his fans, and on a particular night at the Bar One nightclub in Perth, he allegedly had unconsensual sexual relations with a 20-year-old university student in a Perth hotel room following his performance. Whilst no evidence has been released to the public, this is what Australian authorities believe as to what happened, as a series of evidence was shown to the magistrate. In reference to those pictures, the prosecutor said, "No ordinary person can consent in those circumstances. Across her body is a history of violent acts. We say those photos and what is alleged is beyond the pale, beyond what could be considered to be a consensual act." Then fast forward to almost 2 weeks later, on October 8, 2024, Young Philly was arrested in Brisbane, Australia.
Barred from leaving WA, accused of is tonight facing a fresh charge.
British YouTuber and rapper Young Philly has appeared in court to face allegations that he assaulted and choked a woman in his hotel room.
He was arrested on a series of charges, those which include 4 counts of unconsensual penetration, 3 counts of bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding breathing of another person. The next day, on October 9, 2024, he was extradited to Perth to face the charges. Extradition is when someone is handed over from one jurisdiction, such as another country or state, to another in order to face accusations of a crime they committed in that country, which doesn't necessarily seem like a big deal. But in order to be extradited, they must present evidence or information that creates a reasonable basis to believe the individual committed the crime, which could be things such as an arrest warrant, CCTV footage or pictures and videos, DNA evidence, eyewitnesses. After the news of his arrest was released to the public, it spread like wildfire, garnering millions of people's attention. And according to many people online, as well as national Australian citizens, they believe he must be guilty. As an Aussie, for him to be moved from Brisbane to Perth, he's guilty. There's no way they would move him across the country unless they were sure and had proof that he had done it. This is so effed up, and I hope the girl is okay. The aftermath after this leak to the public was chaotic. Every brand cut ties with Philly, such as Foot Asylum, the Football Association, and Heinz, putting an immediate end to their relationship with him. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean he's guilty. Brands are likely to cut ties with someone who is in a public scandal to save their brand image, even if they're completely innocent. But what it does show is the severity of these allegations. His friends were put under a lot of pressure to say something, which his best friend Chunks, a longtime friend, collaborator of Philly, put out a video online addressing it.
Yes, my peoples, like everyone, I've heard the reports coming out of Australia. Whilst I understand many of you want my reaction on it, as this is an ongoing court case, I hope you guys can understand that I can't and won't be commenting on it publicly. So yeah, I've just come on here to basically let you know the reasons as to why I can't. Love.
Philly has also came across as a nice guy online over the years. He came across as a nice, hard-working character that was larger than life, so a lot of people were in shock when they heard these allegations. Sometimes you see a headline and you're not surprised. This ain't one of those times, not that I know the guy personally, whilst others were not as surprised.
Choking her? What the fuck, you trying to kill her? It wasn't like a choke, it was more like a... Know what I mean?
What the? Yeah, see, look.
What?
Some clips also resurfaced where you can see some of his objectifying behavior towards women on camera, which begs the question, if he is like this on camera, what is he like off camera? This isn't the first time we've heard about his behavior towards women and the general public off camera. Has there not been plenty of UK girls who have come out and said he's a creep? I've seen videos all over TikTok for the past few years claiming he's completely different off camera than on. They also made it very clear that he had insane anger issues if girls wouldn't give him what he wanted. I'm not surprised at all. This just solidifies what they were all saying.
I had a friend who was at Promised Land, well-known influencer. They saw Young Philly at the festival and they messaged me saying it's no surprise that Young Philly is getting charged from what I saw at the music festival. Total creep. They said to me they saw some stuff from behind the scenes that this is no shock to them. These people get idolized, these people get put up on a pedestal.
They think they're invincible.
They have unlimited money, fame, and that doesn't ever exclude someone from being charged or being a horrible person.
We make the wrong people famous.
There's also been plenty of other girls on TikTok come out and share their experience of him being rude and creepy towards them. But once again, these are just allegations as of now. So, as of now, we will have to wait in Australia for his trial, which could potentially take up to 2 years. He has a travel ban and has to report to the police station every day, where reporters have been trying to get a word from him, but no comments have been made. And I bet you're thinking, how could this get worse for him? Well, only recently in November, whilst on bail living in Australia, Young Philly was caught driving at 158 kilometers per hour in a 100 kilometer per hour zone in Perth, driving almost 60 kilometers per hour over the speed limit. His vehicle was impounded and he was charged with reckless driving. In a lot of countries, this might not be that big of a deal, but according to Australians, this could be massively detrimental. What a moron! Speeding really is not taken lightly here in Australia. He's not improving his public image. The potential penalties for this is a fine up to 3,000 Australian dollars, as well as a license disqualification up to 6 months, and in extreme cases, a prison sentence up to 9 months. This will be addressed at his next court appearance on January 30th alongside the SA charges, and I can't imagine it will help his case.